ready for Comedy Lofthouse, episode 1, take 1.
Hello, you're listening to the Comedy Lofthouse podcast with me, Neil Lewis. To my left, we've got Mr. Adam Anwar.
Hello, and we've also got Matthew Downey.
Hello all.
Alright.
So, what's going on?
Well, for me, big week this week. We have E3, which is probably the biggest gaming convention of the year, I'd say.
See, I don't know a lot about E3. So, is it San Diego where it's based?
Yeah, I have no idea where it's based. I think it's Los Angeles.
Oh yeah, this is the biggest week for me. Oh, where is it?
I don't give
a clue.
It's like,
You're like a part-time internet fan where you only see it if it's online, and you see it when you're scrolling through your timeline.
No, well, I took 2 days off work to, just so I could literally stay up at night, just sitting eating some popcorn, just watching some of the news, just going, oh, this is so exciting. I shouldn't do that in my house.
That does sound insane though. The idea for me to book days off to watch a convention that is announcing releases of future products. You've not booked days off to use them products. You've booked days off for someone to tell you. You know, in a year's time, this thing's coming.
The hype
That's what I mean. Do you enjoy the hype and the build-up to a game more than the game itself half the time?
Sometimes, yeah. It's like, because it's all about, like, for me, it's about making love. It's all in the excitement, the build-up.
Playing the game is like making love to a beautiful woman.
Do you know what? It's the same with sport actually, because you can watch all the build-up for hours. Do you remember the FA Cup used to have about 3 hours worth of build-up, and the game's only 2 hours long, and then they had the 1 hour post show. So you'd have all that time just for the 90 minutes of football, but the rest of it that goes into it, it's kind of the exciting stuff.
I like boxing, and the build to a boxing match can go on for months, and the fight's half an hour long.
Exactly.
So I get that, but what's the biggest differential between, say you spend a whole year getting excited about a game, week on, week out, it's getting more and more like, it's going to be good this game.
No, it's not week on week. You get excited for it when the trailer launches and you're like, oh, this is pretty exciting, and then you think, oh, that's pretty cool, and then for me it's like each month plan, like, right, well, this month I've got a week off next week, so I've just got a new TV, so it's time for me to get acquainted with Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm just going to sit down, me and that for the next week, and we're just going to become one.
So basically, I know when I'm asking you to do posters and stuff over the next week, and he's saying, "Oh, I'm busy, I've got stuff on." He's really just riding an imaginary horse around in front of his new TV. He's not got a new TV. Please don't break in here and steal from him.
But have you not seen the new? But for me, as a tech nerd, it's like the amount of tech that they put into this horse's bollocks, right? These swinging bollocks in Red Dead in winter times, they get smaller. You know what I mean? They do, yeah.
The balls on the horse get smaller in Red Dead in winter.
I mean, that says a lot about you that you're willing to spend so much time and so much of your time off on that. And that's the crux of your enjoyment.
Yeah, it's for me. It's immersion. It's about a way. It's like I get enough bollocks in life. I might as well go to see some digital bollocks.
Did you see what happened with that song "Old Town Road"?
Old Town Road.
Yeah.
Who's that by?
So it's by I think he's like a teenage laddie in America, but he's black. He's called Lil Nas X, and it's like a country song.
I've seen a headline.
And what happened was, and the reason why I said he's black is this comes relevant later on, is he's a teenage lad, and he basically did like a country song because he'd been playing a lot of Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
And then it flew to #1 in the charts,
right.
And then the country music people were like, no, we can't have you as #1 in our country music charts.
Really?
This doesn't count as country music.
No way.
And it's basically like, you're just saying that because he's not white. That's like so ridiculous.
That's blatant.
Even Billy Ray Cyrus, who's like one of the biggest like country music stars in history.
Don't break my heart.
Exactly.
Break your heart. That shit.
He's remixed that track with him. And still there's...
So Billy Ray Cyrus worked on Nas X's Old Town Road song.
Lil Nas X, a remix of it. Not the original one.
Right.
Because basically what he did is he just made this song because he'd been playing all this Red Dead Redemption. He's like, I'm going to take my horse down an old town road. I'm going to ride till I can't no more. Like, that's a very country song, isn't it?
That sounds country.
It sounds very country, but because he's a black teenage lad, the country music people are like, well, we're not too sure about this. It's not country music, we're not going to put it in the charts. So that's a bit extreme. But let's just touch back on your E3 thing for a second. Yeah, what's the big things that are due to be announced? Is there something really exciting that we should know about?
That was good. What's the biggest thing you...
Well, the new Xbox Project Scarlet, I believe, it's come out which is going to be...
Is that Project Scarlet?
Yeah, it is.
Because I can't understand your accent, so I'm just...
Yeah, just
Translated.
Yeah.
What is Project Scarlet?
Yeah, so basically it's announced on... It's got a new ray tracing graphics is going to be implemented in the next generation. It's coming out on PC at the minute. Ray tracing just means that lighting in games is just a lot more realistic. There's just going to be stuff when you're going to be playing where, for example, if you're playing a first-person shooter and you're running up, and there's going to be a window, but you can actually see what's happening behind you. So you can actually see reflections that are off screen. Right. So you can actually see people when people are coming up behind you, which doesn't happen at the minute.
Yeah,
so it's just about a more believable world, and lighting is just really sort of is one of those things. If you get it wrong, it doesn't look right, and your brain just builds up all this time. So lighting in games is going to be a lot more advanced.
That's quite interesting because I'm a big fan of FIFA. So are you saying that while I'm playing FIFA, I'll be able to see in the person in front of me's eyes that a defender from behind is coming towards me, and I'll be able to avoid them both?
Theoretically, I think that's what you said.
Theoretically, yeah.
Just clarify something. You said, right, it's Project Xbox.
Yeah, Project Scarlet.
Right, blah, 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 on the PC.
No, ray tracing. Ray tracing is a new type of graphics, or it's a way of lighting. So you've got in terms of how light actually works in games and stuff like that, which it's all pre-baked. So most shadows in games at the minute are pre-baked, which means that they are what they are.
But when you I'm just trying to simplify. What is Project
Scarlet?
Scarlet, right?
It's on the Xbox.
Right, and is it better graphics?
Be better graphics now with incorporated SSD, which means massively reduced load times.
Better graphics.
Better graphics and smoother gameplay.
Yeah, better graphics.
Better graphics.
So, yeah. Okay, so we've touched on Xbox a little bit then. So
you've not even talked about variable refresh rate, right? Which is where the...
I wonder why.
I think that's a little bit too far in the weeds. Yeah. I think all I needed to know was there's a new Xbox.
A new Xbox with better graphics.
With better graphics. Yeah. So what else is there?
Oh, about the Xbox?
No, it's really fun.
What else is coming out?
The biggest one for me is, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Right.
Arguably, I say is the best game ever made, hands down. You know, made me where I am today. The happiest day of my life is when I got a gold chocobo. You know, hands down. You know what I mean?
Just to add a bit of balance, my friends also used to love Final Fantasy VII. It lent me for no joke 15 minutes. Yeah. I played it for 5. I didn't like it because I'm just not that into that kind of game. No. Yeah. But I accept that it is one of the most highly regarded games of all time. I could never get into it. So sell it to me.
Well, it's called the 4R. I'll tell you, right, what you didn't do is it's called the 4R, right? When you do any RPG or anything like this, there's a rule which is you kind of got to do the first 4 Rs. And the reason for that is, when you're building up anything, it's about like the Souls game now, because they're really hard and you've got that actual chance of death, and because we're actually going to games now removal of death, you don't have that risk reward. The thing is, if you don't put in 4 hours and invest 4 hours in a game, you have no weight to things that are happening. So you've got to do 4 hours of crap, really, and in a lot of ways, the first 4 hours of Final Fantasy VII were a bit crap, but they weren't. But I personally, when I put Final Fantasy VII on, right? Now, I'll tell you a little story. When I grew up, I asked for that and crack for Christmas. It was 1998.
So is that and crack?
Oh yeah,
that was Easter for Christmas.
No, that was Easter. I asked for crack for Easter. Right, okay. Good crack back home. You know what I mean?
What was it you asked for Christmas?
Croc
and croc.
Croc.
Yeah, right, I thought you said crack as well.
Yeah,
he actually did say crack.
No, I didn't.
It's a Freudian.
That's what I'm telling the police. I'm fucking asked for crack, alright? It's fucking facts and PS.
You're out around selling bags of the game Croc.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Right? And so I asked for them 2 games at Christmas. And one day, one night time, my mum went out to go shopping, and me and my brother's babysitting us, and he's like, "Oh, why don't we?" So we'll go into the cupboard and we'll get them out. Unfortunately, Croc had the wrapper still on, right? Whereas Final Fantasy didn't, so I was like, "Oh, sweet!" So I took it out and put it in, and I played it for about 10 minutes. And like you, I thought, what is this shit? But this is nothing like the TV advert. This is shit. Yeah. This is awful. Oh my god, get this away from me. Right? I was so disappointed. Put it back in. I came Christmas Day, opened Croc up, put it in, and was loving it. And Mum comes up, what about that Final Fantasy? And I was like, I kind of didn't want to say, well, I kind of already played it and it's shit. So I had to be like, alright.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah, so I stuck it on.
Thanks, Mum.
I stuck it on, and then I was just sitting there, and I was just like, just 5-10 minutes, turn it on, fucking getting through it. And then just something happened around the half hour mark. I was just like, this is alright. Next thing, boom, 3 hours into it. And I was like, alright, I normally just play games waiting for my mates to come out. And then it was time for my mates to go call down for mate Darren McCune. And I just like, oh, go down, call this house. And I got to this front door, and I just went, first one pretty loud, then I went, the second one, I just sort of rubbed the door, because I realised I just wanted to go back and play it. And I just went back, and then over the next 6 months, I just got obsessed with this game. It was just incredible. Just like to be like just to watch this little world. And it wasn't even so much about the characters; it was just about being immersed in that. There, do you know what I mean? And it just, all the stress from all the life.
Touching on remakes of old games, then.
Yep.
Crash Team Racing. Have you seen that's coming back out? Did you ever play that back in the day?
I didn't play it back in the day, Crash Team Racing.
I've seen it earlier, but I think I've probably watched people play it more than I've actually played it.
Right.
So.
Because I'm guessing you played the Mario one, Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, yeah.
Everyone played Mario Kart. That was the huge
Mario
one.
Kart.
But then for the people who never had a Nintendo, I had Nintendo, so I had Mario Kart, so I didn't play it too much myself. But the people who just came on the scene with PlayStation, and they had Crash Team Racing. That for them was what Mario Kart was for us.
Okay.
And they're releasing that again, and a lot of my friends are really excited because they were getting hyped back in the day of a Crash Team Racing.
Yeah, Crash Team Racing.
Yeah.
I've not heard of it.
Yeah, like Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah,
because they just put trilogy last year.
Right, I see. Is it Crash Bandicoot characters?
Yeah.
Right, I get you. So it is Mario Kart to Mario World.
I mean, there's Diddy Kong Racing as well, which is another.
Yeah, I've seen Diddy Kong Racing.
But Crash Team Racing, they're re-releasing it on the PlayStation.
Yeah, it's on the Cry engine. That's from Worker Geeks.
Yeah,
But is it good?
I don't know if I'm going to pay the full price for it though. I'm a bit stingy when it comes to it. I'm more like, I'll see you in 6 months. If it's not FIFA, I'll see you in 6 months when you're half the price. Like Spider-Man. Did you play the Spider-Man game? Apparently that was really good.
Yeah, well I've just seen it now. It's down to 19 quid. Like now it's my time to probably.
Exactly.
You're
my kind of guy.
So you just play if you just live 6 months in the past. Right, everything's so much cheaper.
Yeah.
Right, and it's just like, part of me is like, some things, okay, you got to do on the day because the hype of everybody coming in, going like, But on the other,
if you just live 6 months behind, everything's a lot cheaper. But I will be watching the E3 shows and the latest launches and the things that are so up to date, they're not even out yet. So I can salivate and drool over how shit up my life is gonna be 6 months after it comes out.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
but no, you're right, because if I kind of see it like this. If it's something where there's going to be spoilers, like Game of Thrones when that was a huge thing, you had to see it that day, otherwise you're going to get spoiled.
Yeah, you couldn't go on Facebook if you haven't watched it.
Avengers, when that came out, I had to see it within the first week, because otherwise it was going to get spoiled. Yeah. Detective Pikachu, saw that first weekend.
you had to get in there before everyone tells you exactly what happened at the end.
I haven't yet.
And because they had a limited edition Detective Pikachu card.
No fucking way.
Only for the opening weekend, and I had to get it.
The people riot to get them.
Well, this is what happened.
I was about to go get my shiny Charizard.
I went. Don't tell me you got shiny Charizard in the house.
Yeah, they have shiny Charizard.
Go and get it right now. Oh my god.
To get it right now?
I need to feel it.
Not only do I not know what it is, I can't understand the words either of you two are saying. Shiny Shard?
Shiny Charizard. It was the most rare card. Back when I was a kid, everyone wanted this card. I mean, you're a similar age to me. I'm 30. You're 31?
I'm 34 now. Sorry, I'm 35 2 days ago.
35 2 days ago. Happy birthday. We
held
a comedy Lofthouse birthday party for him.
Yeah.
He didn't turn up, but we still did it. Oh, look at this nerd here.
Oh my goodness.
Look at this nerd.
Whoa. That's that.
Oh.
Nerd. Yeah, man.
I'm allowed to touch it.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Do you know what? My kids, right? See, when I die, my kids sell that. I reckon they're gonna get a big bag of weed.
When you die, I'm gonna trick your kids into giving me this. Oh my days. That is next level. This to me is huge. Being able to hold a real life shiny Charizard in my hand, because I never had this as a kid. Do you want to know the closest I got to getting this as a kid? What? Right. I'll tell you why it was. One, it was really rare, but two, it had the highest stats. So as you can see up here, it was 120.
Yeah. And
the attack down here is 100. Whereas if you look at these other ones,
they want 70 and 30, 70 and 40,
it was
50 and 10, and that.
So it was mega, this one. So this lad on the estate, he came to me and he said, "I will swap you all your shiny cards for your Charizard." Now I had about 10, 15 shinies.
Yeah.
But I thought, do you know what? I want the shiny Charizard that much, I'm going to do it. I took all my cards to him. As I got there, he went, okay, now give me a tenner. And a tenner, when I was like 11 years old.
Yeah, 90s. Fucking 10 weeks pocket money.
It might as well have been $7,000.
Yeah,
like,
not a tenner. No, I get it.
It was more than I had. It was more than I reasonably had access to even ask my mum for. So just to be able to hold this in my hand after so long and to just get hold of one again.
So it's like a huge piece of nostalgia.
That's brilliant. I'm going to be. I had that one. I had Ninetales. Ninetales was the rarest one I had because not a lot of people had Ninetales.
Very nice.
I mean, we had this other crazy thing.
Ninetales.
That you can see some of mine are Japanese. I had some Japanese import cards. And I remember when the fossilized pack just came out. And people, do you know what?
Put this back away so I don't.
I think I got it because I got one of the fossil packs.
I need to Snapchat this later because this is. Honestly, this to me is like Muhammad Ali's just walked through the door. Like, this is incredible to me. I could tear up if I was holding it too much longer, so I best put it in there so I don't ruin it. But a new TV and a shiny Charizard definitely don't come to rob this house.
I'll tell you what I find slightly strange is that I have these, not these. I have my nostalgic things from my childhood. I go, oh, it's brilliant. And if I look back when I was 11-year-old, that was so good or important. Be it a football sticker album or a certain toy.
What toy?
And when my mum's, never mind. But within time, obviously, the fads of kids evolve and change and move on. And so my nostalgias now won't make a lot of sense. Whereas this, they brought a fucking Pokemon film out this summer.
Yeah.
How is this nostalgia not dying? It just gets regenerated every year. So whether you're 35 or 5, everyone loves Pokemon. It's a consistent sort of.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I'm a huge fan of pro wrestling and like. Do you remember the wrestling toys back in the day?
Oh yeah, I got arrested for nicking them when I was 10.
Really?
Stealing them from Woolworths. Fucking.
Which ones did you nick? Do you remember?
Yeah, I had everything. We had Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior and Andre the Giant.
But you're proliferant then. You're proliferant at it then.
I want to know which ones you nicked. I want to know which ones you nicked if you remember.
Oh, which ones I actually start? I don't think I can. I think we nicked loads of Monster Room pockets. I can't remember which wrestlers we stole, but I do remember walking out of Woolworths and some nice lady was just sat on the bench, a nice middle-aged lady, stood up and just fucking gripped me. Good and proper out, started dragging me back in the store, and I pleaded, what you want? Get off, what you want? Get off me, leave me alone, who are you? All the way through the shop, down the corridor, into the office, empty your pockets. Yeah, I've got this and I've got that.
Yeah.
I moaned and bitched the whole way and I banged to rights. But no, which specific toys I stole, I can't exactly remember.
See, that style of wrestling toy, they've brought them back.
Yeah.
You like retro style. So what they've done is they've brought the new wrestlers that are in it at the moment. They've made because they're only like 6-7 inches, weren't they? Those small ones, and they had like that specific style, like that,
inches ones?
where like you could like lift it up like that, and it's that kind of thing. Gonna ignore that.
Yeah.
So they brought those back. So that nostalgia's coming back as well, and the same with this Charizard. If you've got like an Undertaker still in its box, from the early 90s, we're talking a couple £100.
I suppose that is true. There are others that I forgot about, other nostalgic things from your childhood. So I still have a present. I suppose the fact that Undertaker's still bloody going, isn't he? Is he retired yet?
No, didn't they have a fight in the last couple of months?
He is. Him versus Goldberg was in Saudi Arabia. Now the thing is, WWE have kind of sold their soul a little bit. Saudi Arabia came to them.
Did they have a soul system?
Yeah, Saudi Arabia trying to like rebrand themselves, and they've got what's called a 2020 vision. You get it, 2020 vision, and the year 2020. So their vision is by 2020 they want to increase tourism to the area, and they want to like bring like different like acts to the area. So what they've done is they made a deal with WWE to come like once or twice a year, but they're paying them tons and tons of money, not just tons of money, but like hundreds of millions of dollars, and then WWE going, Undertaker, if you go do one match in Saudi Arabia, it is $10 million. Okay, no worries. Bill Goldberg, I know you retired 2 years ago, but if we give you $20 million, you want to come? Yeah, I'll come. Shawn Michaels. So all the old stars are coming back, but these Saudi Arabians, they don't have a clue. So they're
just watching old men.
No,
They've got
exactly.
no nostalgia for it.
Basically,
big show tonight. Come on down. They turn up and it's fucking geriatric men throwing each other around. Going, what the fuck is this?
Basically, it's the Crown Prince. So he's looking at all the ones he used to love as a kid, and he goes to WWE. We want Yokozuna. He's been dead for 20 years.
Oh my god.
So literally, they almost got a sumo wrestler to just dress up as him
Right.
and go down because the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia wants.
Already know.
Exactly. Wants Yokozuna or a Yokozuna lookalike now, so it's absolutely crazy. So yeah, the Undertaker is still going. On a rare occasion, he's doing that. He's doing WrestleMania, which is the big show of the year. But yeah,
it is mad how these nostalgic. Well, they're nostalgic now, but I mean, you couldn't even predict what's going to turn out to be good nostalgia because there's things that are popular now. It's hard to say in 20 years' time, will kids look back and go, wasn't that absolutely mint? Or will it be like certain fads that just come and go and fade away, like a Tamagotchi?
I think it's things that are on the periphery of the mainstream. So, like, for example, WWF in the early 90s when Undertaker first came in it was on the periphery of the mainstream. It wasn't the hottest thing.
No.
It wasn't like, you know, Manchester United or like a huge football team that everyone would watch.
I remember watching Hulk Hogan on my TV for free on a Saturday afternoon.
So he did films. Hulk Hogan went into films.
Yeah, well, his stardom did transcend the sport, as they say.
Yeah, and he went into Rocky. He did Rocky film.
He did, he did Rocky 2. That was before he went in the WWF. That's what made him higher.
Wrestling's man, he's trouble.
Yeah,
you know.
So absolutely, I'm so glad that you showed me that. But yeah. So going back to what you're saying, I get it. Some things you have to see them at the time, like Detective Pikachu. I have to go that weekend to get the card. But like Spider-Man, it makes no difference if I play it now. If I played it 6 months ago when it came out, it's just people get really giddy and go, "Oh my god, it's a new thing! I must pay 50 quid for the new thing." Whereas realistically, if you just wait, you can. Like, I never played GTA 5, the hottest game of all time. It came out and everyone wanted it.
Oh yeah.
It's like 14 quid now in Tesco, and I'm thinking of getting it now. Because it's well cheap and everyone says it's a really good game, so why not 14 quid? I might as well go do it. Maybe I'm just a cheapskate.
The only thing, I mean, you also got the benefit of some games are coming out unfinished, so if you wait 6 months, a lot of the bugs and stuff and the issues they're getting fixed.
Mr. Tech guy's got to go all technical on us here.
Alright, and the only other issue is if a game is multiplayer, you know, it's like FIFA. You know, you get a game FIFA 6 months later.
That is the problem. I don't want to buy the new FIFA, but I have to because everybody else is. And if I don't, then I can't play online because no one else is fucking online.
I actually agree with you on that one because, like, I'm not. You might play Ultimate Team or something like that.
Yeah, sometimes.
I play pro clubs with my mates.
I fucking love pro clubs.
Yeah,
it's the best thing you can possibly play. It's so good.
For those of you who don't know, pro clubs is where like you basically all have control of one player on a team. And even if there's only 5 of you, then the computer controls 6 players, you have 5 players.
You just own and control your own individual player that you build up and create, and you can create their face and their character and everything about
them.
So
it's just you, that one player out of the...
Yeah. Like, but you're playing with your mates, so like you're talking over the headset, and if someone misses a penalty, oh my god, they are going to get roasted non-stop. Especially if you were like, oh, it's my penalty, it's my turn to take a penalty, and you finally take it.
Just imagine, it's 2-2, 90th minute, you're through 1-on-1, and in your ear, you've got 10 of your mates going, go on, go on, go on.
Yeah.
If you miss, it feels fucking awful. Yeah. But if you score and you hear 10 of your mates going, get in, lad, well done. Yeah. Oh, it's like scoring a real goal in real life.
Exactly. And that's what we have to do now as grown men. We don't go and play out in the streets with our kids. We get our kicks virtually online.
Well, don't go there. We tried playing football though as an old man. I remember I used to do the thing when I played football.
It's a lot harder.
Yeah, I'd knock it past someone and run. And now I knock it past them and watch them burn ahead of me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's happening there? Oh, I've got old.
I can't even kick a ball straight anymore. No. Like, I'll smash the ball and it's going top corner this. It would just go all the way over there and I'm like, oh, this is terrible.
It's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, I went to play Sunday League once with my mate's team and I went to training. I couldn't even pass the ball 5 yards anymore, like accurately and fast. I could do it slowly, but not at a regular game speed. And I was like, having 10 years off football and becoming an old man and being completely unfit is ridiculous.
See, I've always been shit, so...
I'd say, you don't feel your legs are going.
No,
you're getting better.
The only thing I noticed, I'm a bit more tired. I used to be like, I used to be able to run up, and I used to be just a blue Irish fly, just running after everything, and now I'm just like, yeah. But no, I generally, still,
It's because I'd played at 5-a-side sometimes with 50-year-olds and 55-year-olds. And you can see it in them, the way they're waddling around the pitch. I'm not criticising. The 55s, I'm not expecting them to be burning up and down like some whippy winger. But I don't want that. I don't want to keep playing into my 50s. I feel like if you can't run anymore, you should probably stop. Does that make sense?
I don't know, it gets them out of the house though, doesn't it? So
yeah,
it gets them away from the wife and all that.
It's nice to get out and compete. For me and stuff, I never want to stop playing football. I always, you know.
When was the last time you did play football?
Oh.
I never want to stop playing football. When was the last time you played football? Well, I never started playing football. That's why I don't want to stop playing football.
I mean, it's different between having a kick about with your mates is alright, but like competitive 5-a-side games and competitions and tournaments that I'm playing sometimes with lads in the 50s, and
You need new mates.
well, it's
We
co-workers
just need
usually.
mates.
It's works team basically. I'm slagging off.
Yeah.
Fucking. But every year we go, and every year we kind of embarrass ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping for the day when
Oh yeah, when is that there?
September, but that's
Do you know-
not for this.
Do you want to know the definition of being Irish, right? They're getting me in as the ringer, right?
Yeah.
And I'm shit. I don't get it. It's like...
My football team consists of overweight men, old men, or smokers, and what we need is someone who can run up and down a lot. And so we've got old Iron Lungs here. We're going to bring him in and pretend he works for our company to get him on the work team, just so we've got at least someone that can fucking run, even though he shins it a lot.
Oh yeah. See, my foot...
Got lungs on him.
As I've got older, the only thing that's happened is my foot went about like a half a metre up my leg. Just so, because every time that, I just shin it all the time. Shin it. Yeah.
Practice.
So talking to sport,
Yeah.
Cricket World Cup's going on at the moment.
That's fucking rubbish shit.
The rain is hammering down out there. So
I love it.
Matt's going to switch off right
Yeah.
now because the
A
Northern
lot of people are going to
Irish,
switch off.
they don't really play cricket. We'll
Yeah.
blast through it quickly, but I'm an on and off cricket fan.
Yeah.
But when the Cricket World Cup rolls around, I've become madly and deeply into it.
It's great.
It's great.
I'm looking forward to England versus Australia. Okay? Even if you don't like cricket, you can appreciate this. Anyone that might have caught this bit of news a year ago, David Warner and Stephen Smith, 2 Australian cricketers, were caught cheating sandpapering the ball during a game, had a year-long ban.
Well, what's sandpaper in the ball?
Cheating,
Well,
ball tampering.
Use sandpaper on the ball, so like then when they bowl in,
Yeah.
it's more unpredictable the way it bounces, and then it can catch the batsman off.
It gives you a slight advantage, but obviously you're not allowed
Is
to.
it actual sandpaper?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
took sandpaper and they got one of the...
They used to use like bottle tops and stuff like that
Just to score it?
You're not allowed to dig your fingernails
Yeah.
into the ball, you're being watched the whole time.
They pick apart the seams a little bit as well. It's just to make the ball more unpredictable.
Awkward.
So like when you're the batsman, you don't know exactly how it's
It
going
can
to bounce.
just get that
So-
more chaotic
Yeah.
nature to it.
So the Australian cricket captain, Stephen Smith, the captain of the team, and his right-hand man, the vice-captain, get caught cheating, get a ban, a year-long ban. They've served that ban, they're now back in the team, and the team is in England, about to play England at some point, and the boos they're going to get, it's... Because when Australia played...
They are going to drink a lot of booze.
There's going to be a lot of booze drinking. But when Australia played India the other day, the Indian crowd were booing them for
Yeah.
a couple of cheats, and the Indian captain turned to his own fans and went, "No, don't boo
Yeah.
them. The good lads, applaud them. The good players,
Yeah,
don't be
yeah.
booing them." And I'm like, that's a very classy, noble act of him. I
Yeah.
completely disagree. Nah, fucking boom, cheating cunts. You don't get to cheat and not get booed.
Well, cricket's a very like
Posh.
posh and correct game,
Yeah,
isn't it? So there's
yeah.
not a lot of booing. There's not a lot
Nah.
of cheering
No.
traditionally.
Yeah.
It's a very
Rather,
Yeah.
well, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
my fine.
Is it not a big like huzzah?
They get, you
How's
get
that? Yeah,
how's
yeah.
that? You get that from the
Sometimes.
players. The competitiveness of the players is very raw and emotional, but there's supposed to be a certain decorum from
Yeah.
the crowd, a certain
like
standards.
there's a thing called man cadding that's really like looked down on. Do you know what man cadding is?
I think I do.
So basically, you've got your 2 batsmen, right?
Mm.
So man cadding is when it's named after a guy called Mankad who did this like hundreds and hundreds, well not hundreds of years ago, about 70 years ago.
Yeah.
So basically, when the bowler's running in, the batsman who's not at bat, who's the partner, will like encroach slightly, to make a quicker run.
Oh, I know.
And if he leaves his stump, you are technically allowed to hit the wicket, and then that batsman is then out. But it's really, really frowned upon.
Yeah.
And there's an Indian, is it Kohli? Or MS Dhoni, is it?
Dhoni.
I think it's Dhoni, yeah. One of them did it recently, and the hate he got online was
Amazing.
something different.
Yeah.
Like, because
It's-
cricket is very...
It's an unwritten rule. For football fans, it's the equivalent of when someone knocks the ball out of play when someone else is injured, you're expected to just throw it back to them
Yeah.
as a show of sportsmanship. Man-cadding is not a show of sportsmanship. It's fuck it, I'm gonna get you out, whether people like it or not, whether it's within the spirit of the game or not.
I don't have a problem. That to me, of just hearing of it, just sounds like he's being, that's the rules of the game.
Exactly. And if I was a cricket player, especially knowing that people frown upon it, I'll be man-cadding all day long.
Or would you be the bad boy of cricket?
I would
the
have.
Dennis Rodman of cricket.
I would have world records for the amount of man-cads taken. I would have them out.
Oh my god.
All out for 97 after 10 man-cads, honestly. My
Somebody
teammates
did
would
that,
hit me because none of them would get up to bowl. None of them would get a good chance. I would just be doing this all day long. But there's one stupid thing about cricket that I hate. And that's that they brought the World Cup to England, which is great because I get to watch it, but the rain is cancelling so many games, and it's ruining it because when it cancels the game, they don't replay it, it's just a draw. So if you were supposed to be playing a really shit team, and you had a guaranteed win to knock up the leaderboard, and the rain comes, well, you've dropped points then against the worst team in the competition, and you fall back down the leaderboard, and other teams go above you.
That sounds very unfair competition.
Exactly.
It's not the same in terms of it's just the luck of the draw with the weather. It's a mad sport. I love it. I absolutely love it. But I'm aware that a lot of the rules are mental.
I love it. Silly. And people are thinking I'm going to switch off a little bit. Matt's switching off a little bit.
No, I just worked out why I don't like cricket.
Why don't you like cricket?
Because I remember when I was a kid and the Super NES was around. So I think it must have been about 12 years ago. I just remember one year I woke up on my birthday and I was going to get Superman. Right, it was like a Streets of Rage game. Superman.
I know, I got it.
Right, and I just remember this day. And it was just like, I was super excited. And my brother just went, "No, why don't you get Brian Lara's international cricket?" And I was just like, "What? I'm getting Superman." And my brother's like, my big brother, he's just like, "Why don't you get Brian Lara's international cricket?"
Yeah.
I was like, "No." He goes, "But if you get it, we'll play it together. You know, we'll do this here. We'll do the campaign on it. You know." And I was like, "Oh well, he could be both. We'll do batting out. We'll do an overreach and stuff like that. Oh yeah, nice bonding experience. Be a lot different when he, the other time we spent together is he locked me in the dog's kennel, right? After he threw the ball in, right, and I felt like an absolute twat. I just ran in after him and he just locked me in." But
I suppose Brian Lara's cricket's a bit better than that.
Yeah, no. So I was like, oh, all right. So I went and got, on the day, I went and got Brian Lara's international cricket.
Hey,
came home.
good choice.
Well, we came home and I started the game. And my brother went, am I out now? You're not playing this? And he went, no, I'll play it later. And alright. Nice one.
That's what big brothers are for. To talk you into getting the present they want for their birthday as well as the ones they get on their birthday. That's brilliant.
Another stupid thing about cricket is Wales don't have a team, so the Welsh players play for England.
Oh, every player plays for England.
Yeah, so I wonder if there's children out there in Welsh schools now and the teacher's going, "Well, class, if you play well enough, you can become English."
Well, everybody fucking else does it. I hate international movement in sort of teams. Like, for England there is a bowler from Barbados, there is a batsman from South Africa, our captain is from Ireland. It's the England cricket team, and it's an international star-studded.
It is all over the place.
Yeah.
There is an argument in sports in general that says, like, you should play for the sports association that trained you.
Yeah.
So, like for example, Messi, he is Argentinian, but technically, all of his training has come from Spanish coaches and stuff like that.
Yeah. What age was he when he came over to Spain?
About 12. Something like that.
12, or was he running that?
Yeah. Whereas Diego Costa grew up in Brazil, played in Brazil, learned how to play in Brazil, played for Brazil, and now plays for Spain.
Yeah.
Because he moved to Spain in his mid-20s.
Yeah, in his mid-20s. And that's the one that I disagree with, where you just qualify there because you went there to work, which doesn't really qualify you.
Passport. It's like, how can, especially with international sport, how can, say he scores for Spain and goes, the Spanish fans are happy.
Yeah.
But how can they realistically go, he represents me, he represents us?
Exactly. I'm not a huge fan of nationalism in general, but in sport I think it's very important because there's a huge emotion tied to I'm from this country and I want to represent this country, which is great. Which is, I think, is the only time that you can celebrate someone else's achievements because they represent in your country. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that. Then the dual nationality thing, it's an interesting question. That a player like Will Sahar, who plays for Crystal Palace, born in England, raised in England, played for England, now plays for Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
Because his parents from Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're right, mate, I'm Ivory Coasting. No, you're from Peckham. I
Yeah.
can hear clearly you're from Peckham or wherever it is.
This
I
is
don't like that.
This is what I think they should do with that. I think because football is so huge and like there's so many professionals out there, and you sign as a professional at like 16, 17, like your first actual full-time professional contract as an adult. I think that when you sign your first ever contract, you have to declare your nationality with whatever you feel. Because I'm happy with, if Wilf Zaha grew up in Peckham but he feels like he's from Ivory Coast, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
But then don't play for England and change your mind. Just tell us from the beginning, I feel like I'm from the Ivory Coast. That's fair enough. You have the right to feel whatever whichever identity you feel strongly with.
It's hard to quantify it when you no experience of it, because like I mean the player Danny Mills, who's English and parents are English and grandparents are English, he's like off Will Sahar when he made that choice to play for Ivory Coast. But Danny Mills has never had to make that choice. He's never been put in that position to question his own nationality. To have two passports and go, well, pick one, you're going to keep one. I guess it's a difficult decision to make. Especially when you're so... where you grew up, your parents' influence was really not overbearing, but incredibly strong. You felt like you must have felt like you went to school in London and went home to Ivory Coast in his living room.
But not only that, like it can often be like the way you're treated in the outside world. So like, if he's going out into the outside world and is experiencing racism within England, how can you feel English? If people are saying you're not, I mean, I don't know what Will Sahar thinks because I've never listened to him do an interview about this, so I don't know how he actually feels, but I can understand someone's viewpoint if, like, let's say, I don't know, I mean, there's not really any good examples from England. Like, Amir Khan's a good example of the opposite direction. You know, he's British Pakistani, but he's always represented the UK. Whenever he fights, he always fights out of Bolton, England. When he went to the Olympics, he represented the United Kingdom or Great Britain, whatever the jurisdiction is. He always represented that, but if he'd always gone outside and always been like put down and heard racist abuse, I could understand someone going, well, I don't feel English whatsoever, because every time I encounter my people and we want to talk about my nationality, it's the English people who are saying, you're not this, so now I'm in a position where I can represent someone. I'd rather represent someone who accepts me, do you know what I mean? So, but I think a lot of it with footballers is, I need to get more caps, because that makes me get a better contract and more money, and that's what it is.
Yeah, like about getting a job in the national team.
Who was it Freddie Canute? Always said he was French. Got towards the end of his career and went, do you know what? I'm from Mali now. I'm going to go get some Malian caps.
When you get picked for France after 28 years.
Exactly. When you start to chop and change, that's where I think
like
it's a bit like. But that's why I think when they first sign the first contract, they should say, do you know what?
For professional.
This is how I feel. Because when you're 17, you can make that decision.
It looks silly. I remember the 2006 World Cup, watching the Japanese team, and while we were lining up singing the national anthem, the cameraman goes down the line and films every face of all the Japanese players, and it just went down at goalkeeper, 5'8", Japanese lad, and then the camera physically had to lift up to film their 6'4" Brazilian centre back called Alex, who looked Brazilian but was shaven and like there's no way on earth he's Japanese, and then it panned back down for the other 3 Japanese lads.
And that's what it goes back to, like he's only Japanese because he went there to work.
In his mid-20s.
Exactly. He's only been there 5 years. He probably doesn't feel Japanese. He's probably just thinking like, oh, I could just go and get a wage out of this, get more
Playing national football and he's not good enough to play for Brazil.
Emmanuel Olisidebi did it. He was a Nigerian striker and he went to play in Poland.
Right.
And again the same thing, he got his Polish citizenship and then he went to represent Poland for many years, which a lot of Polish, I mean, there's a lot of racism in Poland. Like, my grandfather's from Poland, so I know a bit what it's like there. I've visited a few times and I've heard what people say. And there's a lot of racism there. A lot of Polish people didn't accept him because he was a black Nigerian man.
When you say racism against who? Against black people?
Oh, against... just non-Caucasians in general. Right, Like, it's a very
close...
You think
Poland would know better?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not everyone.
No,
it's easy to generalise for me.
It is a bit of a generalisation, but at the same time, I'd assume I could generalise Polish people as being accepting of other nations, considering what's happened to them as a nation from abroad.
And
yeah, but that's like anywhere you're gonna go. You're gonna get all types of walks of life wherever you go.
exactly, and like you get idiots from everywhere, don't you? Like regardless of what country you're in. And
I mean, there's one in this room. You know what I mean? There's one in this room. Right?
Foreigners everywhere.
Yeah. To be fair, it all comes down to tribalism. Yeah. Like a lot of people talk about football, and like a lot of people say like, "Oh, I hate religion because like it causes wars." It does cause wars, but if you got rid of religion and it didn't exist,
it'd be something else.
I've had people attack me because of football. Because I like the team that wears the red t-shirt because they don't wear the blue t-shirt, and that's ridiculous. I've literally been sat next to people, like 3 seats away from people, yelling abuse at me because I've paid money to watch 2 teams. Yeah. It's just I like the red team, I don't like the blue team. Yeah. So they're yelling abuse at me, and I'm like, this is really ridiculous. This is a war right now. The only reason there's no physical altercation right now is there's a policeman stood between us. If there wasn't a policeman, there'd be a physical altercation because you can't have somebody yelling abuse at somebody because that does count. So it all comes down to...
Excuse me, sir.
Exactly, it all comes down to tribalism, and that's one thing that I don't like about nationalism in general, and why I don't really believe in it besides sport, is because I think it's just pointless reasons to just be oh, I'm from one place, you're from another, let's create different tribes.
I can't stand nationalism, and I don't want to go into too much about...
I mean, for me and stuff, you know, it's kind of weird because, you know, I'm over here and people are like, you've got an accent, you're like, do ya? Yeah. And then it's like...
You
do ya? Yeah. So obviously, I don't feel like I'm from over here. But when I'm talking to my mates back home, they're saying like, I better have my passport ready because there's going to be someone at the border to check me to come back now. Because they say I sound well English.
So, you've been here 11 years?
Yeah, so technically, I'm like a bit of a nomad because over here...
nowhere.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, I'm too English for back home and I'm too Irish for over here. And it's like, so there's no place where like...
That often happens, and there's a bit of lack of identity in there. Like you question your own identity, but that's why I don't believe in nationalism, because I don't think whether you're Irish or you're English, it doesn't change who you are. No. Do you know what I mean? It's just that's what country you're from or what country you live in, and that's why I don't believe in it. Like a lot of people like to say like we were saying, but like I said before, there's a lot of racism in Poland. You said, oh, the Polish shouldn't be like that, which I agree. No one should be like that. But it's like me saying, oh, the Slovenians are lazy. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like not all Slovenians are lazy. It's easy to generalise, and I just think when you start putting people in boxes,
not all Scottish people rob stuff.
Not all of them. No. Hardly any of them. No,
well, Neil did.
Yeah. It was more to do with the fact that knowing that Germany...
I'm not...
Oh yeah, I know, like Germany invaded and all that stuff.
No, but I mean, Germany are very aware of their history, and Japan are very aware of their history, and they don't want to repeat their mistakes.
Oh, they are super nice.
Yeah, they are.
They are. I mean, I for the last sort of 10, 11 years, I've been dealing a lot with German people. I mean, when I first moved over here, lived at Halls, there was 2 Germans. And again, super nice.
It's what happens when a society is smashed to bits, and then they, in a modern world, they get to just start rebuilding it from scratch.
Yeah.
Right, how do we want this country to run?
Yeah.
Our country started 1,000 years ago. Germany really started in the 50s.
Well, yeah. So it's a really novel concept and idea to think because they've just been completely wiped out and just to start off with a modern, fresh,
blank piece of paper.
And they are so miles ahead of us now. Yeah. So maybe we should do something, right? We maybe help Britain out in the long run, right? Yeah.
I think Germany is such a good country. They produce brilliant food, brilliant booze, brilliant sports. I mean, racing car,
brilliant women.
Any sport, whether it be racing car driving, tennis, football, they produce world champions. Right? They sound like a really good, outgoing, forward kind of people now. I think we should try and come up with some sort of deal where we're like partners with them in trades and shit. Wouldn't that be a good idea? Because they're doing really smashing
that would be good if we could come up with some kind of trade idea.
Yeah, where we could like get in bed with Europe, and then that way we can share all our...
That would be really nice. But while I'm saying that I don't believe in nationalism, let's take the mick out of the Americans for a little bit. So I don't know if you follow basketball, but the NBA championships came to a conclusion.
Yeah, last night.
Last night.
It was the result. It was the Raptors beat the Warriors.
4-2 basically
4-2,
in the 7-game series.
Warriors with the
So is there 7 games then?
Yeah, for the final, they have 7 matches for the final.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
don't
not...
half drag it out.
Yeah.
They do drag out, but I suppose you do get like a definitive winner there. There's no fluke win.
No.
Which sometimes there is a charm in a fluke win.
Yeah.
Like when it was Wigan who beat Man City in the FA Cup.
And
That was a nice fluke win. You like a fluke win every now and
Yeah.
then. I'm an Arsenal fan, but Arsenal lost to Birmingham in the
League Cup.
in the League Cup
Over
final.
Femi Martins, remember all that?
Yeah, so you know it's nice. And
But the thing is, if you take something like the fluke win out of it, then a lot of it, you know, you're watching and you're like, well, eventually the better team will always win. Whereas it's like,
and the better team is always the team.
Well, that's kind of what sport is there for. Is to establish the better team, isn't it?
Yeah, but sometimes that's what the drama in.
That's true, but that's what the rest of the season's for. The rest of the season, you can see the upsets and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but
but
when it comes to the end,
you know, but it's just one of those that because it's sometimes the best talking points are the unknown. The thing is watching on
like this though,
Yeah.
because the favourites were the Golden State Warriors. They were the favourites, and they lost to the Toronto Raptors over 6 games, 4-2. All the pundits were saying Golden State Warriors will win the first 4 and it'll be done.
3 out of the last 4 years.
Yeah, they
best
said
player in the world.
They said after 4 games it's going to be 4-0 and they're going to win. But you Americans, your sport of basketball that you cherish so much, the Canadians, the Toronto Raptors came in and
Americans aren't even the best in the world at basketball.
Exactly. Not only did they not get swept 4-0, but they didn't even go to 7 games. They won in 6 games 4-2. And I saw a meme earlier that really brought this to my mind. And it said, this didn't happen when Obama was in charge. I'm not a huge Obama fan, but it's just always good to mock Trump, isn't it? Just a nice little one. You don't want to hear some political commentary from me, but nice little one.
Yeah, I mean, better less said about Trump the better, I think. Really.
That's true.
We could slag him off all day, but it's beating a dead horse, isn't it? Everyone knows he's a cunt.
That's true.
Anywho.
that was a lovely word. I'm sorry audience for that.
Wow.
That was a bad word. We'll try and do less bad words and more good words. Let's talk about this though.
Yep.
I messaged you earlier before, said Amanda Knox, she's just gone back to Italy for the first time since, you know, all the trial and all that. And
just because a recap of her story for anyone who hasn't heard about it.
So, my recollection is a bit vague, but this is my recollection was obviously Amanda Knox was an American exchange student studying in Perugia University in Italy. She was a roommate of an English student called Kershaw, I think she was called.
Yeah,
she had a very posh name. And Amanda Knox had an Italian boyfriend. And basically, the English girl who she lived with ended up getting murdered. Amanda Knox and her Italian boyfriend got the blame. And it was a huge news story because not only was it a British citizen killed abroad in Italy, but an American was kind of a suspect in the case, and she was an attractive young girl, so the media were all calling her Foxy Noxy and all that.
It was a murder of Meredith Kircher.
Yeah, it's easy for Matt to not really read.
You can butcher words, and then when people pull you up on it, go, it's just my accent.
Yeah, all the time.
I can speak properly. I just,
So. It's not for me to decide whether she was guilty or not, but I think it's an absolutely psychopath move to go back to Italy after everything she went through.
Never want to set foot on that fucking rock again.
Like, if I were you, I wouldn't want to go back to. I mean, Woolworths is closed, but I wouldn't want to go back to Woolworths again.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Never mind if someone accused me.
To see her crime. Horrible.
Like, if someone accused me of murder, I would never go back to it. I think it's an absolute psychopath. I mean, what did you guys think when it came up? And
I just found out about that. She went back. I mean, obviously to play the opposite. Essentially, she had not a guilty conscience, but she's got so much bad press when she's been back home, and this might be one way, or if she's finally go right, enough's enough. I've tried to just move on in my life, but I can't.
What closure? You think she's going back seeking closure?
Potentially, I don't know.
I've not seen the story fully. Has anybody asked her why she's gone back to Italy? What's she gone back
I think she just said that I love Italy, and I've always loved Italy, and that's why I went there in the first place.
She just wants to be there again. Yes.
Yeah, no, that was quite a sociopath kind of.
Yeah, it's just like,
you know, because I heard something like serial killers and things like that. They often return back to the scene of the crime to relive it again. Do you know what I mean?
I usually go back to the cinema. I can't. I mean, anywho, not even in that.
There's a race for Prime Minister at the moment.
Oh, right.
no.
I don't know a lot about it.
I know everything about it.
Do you know what it's like? It's like a race where for people. That is I can't even say out there.
Wait, have you seen the South Park episode where they're voting for
turd sandwich? No, douche and a turd sandwich.
Yeah, douchebag.
The race between the douche and the giant douche and the turd sandwich. Which would you prefer?
And that's what it is.
It's horrendous.
They are South Park absolutely
Channel
nailed it.
4 are planning to empty chair Boris Johnson tomorrow night, which I can't wait for. I hope they do. They're having a debate between all the candidates to be the leader of the Tory party tomorrow night. Channel 4. Boris Johnson, the only one that's declined. And Channel 4 said, alright, we'll just empty chair. They're going to put a podium with his name on it and just leave it fucking empty so everyone can see he hasn't got the balls to turn up and in public discuss things with other grown-ups.
He's such a clown, but that's what Donald Trump is, this larger than life figure and like this not so much larger than life figure, but like a caricature of a politician.
Not even real.
And that's what he is. And I honestly think he's going to get in.
Yeah, Boris Johnson will be our new Prime Minister.
And it's just
Boris
ridiculous.
Johnson.
We live in...
The current tactic...
No.
Clever tactics, their current tactics.
No, but how? I just want... No,
how?
just how can that buffoon, how can that imbecile, how can that... I just don't understand how people of this day and age, of any sort of credibility, can turn around and say, that man should be leading the United Kingdom.
I agree.
I know how.
How?
Propaganda. Good old fashioned propaganda.
That's true.
Yeah, but
it works.
But
it really works.
Does propaganda work on the other MPs?
Yeah,
they're the ones who are right.
They probably like him. They probably know him
the
more
Tories,
personally.
right?
We're only seeing his public persona, but they know him on a more one-to-one basis. And a lot of the stuff that he will do will be very calculated for the sake of propaganda.
And a lot of the Tories, their main goal isn't necessarily to produce a good Prime Minister. It's not necessarily to help Britain in any way. Their goal is to get elected, to stay in power, to keep power, to consolidate power.
The thing they're going to be against Corbyn, who again, he's like a caricature figure, he's like a larger-than-life figure, he's got like a cult of personality kind of thing. A lot of people will get behind him, so they feel like they need to counterbalance. Like, for example, America had that. They had Hillary Clinton, the first ever female president. That's what it was going to be. So they needed something huge to balance it.
Yeah.
So what did they do? They went all out and they just got Donald Trump, this other huge caricature, and they balanced it off. And I think that's what they want to do.
TV celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to... Boris Johnson's campaign at the minute has been amazing in that it's the opposite of every campaign that's ever been to get elected, which is get your candidate out there, get their face seen, get their words heard, make sure everyone in this country knows who your candidate is, and so that you have the best chance of getting enough votes to win. Boris Johnson's campaign managers and campaign staff have went, don't let Boris go anywhere, don't let Boris say anything, don't put him on TV, don't put him in any events. The least he says, the better, because as soon as he starts to open his mouth, people go, oh yeah, he's an absolute fucking idiot. He's a raging buffoon from the last century.
I think some people still get behind that though, to be honest with you.
Donald Trump got elected. When George Bush got elected, I was like, how the fuck have you elected this buffoon? Then they re-elected him, and I was like, oh Jesus Christ, this is mental. And then when Trump came along, I thought, nah, this is too much. You can't. This is too cartoony. A reality TV star. They wouldn't. And they did. So now, all bets are off. I presume Trump will get re-elected. I presume Boris Johnson will be our new Prime Minister. I have no hope for people getting elections right ever.
We're in this post-facts era where like facts don't matter and it's just kind of what you can get across.
Apparently not, no.
Here's another thing, close to home. Americans love to talk about this more than British people love to talk about this. Knife crime in London.
Right, yeah, it's...
Like, because we're Brits, so we kind of see it from a closer standpoint of...
Yeah.
It may not be as bad as what it's being portrayed as. That's kind of my perception of it, because I've not read too much into it.
Yeah, I hear right-wing people say, yeah, you're more likely to get stabbed. A young black man gets stabbed in London every 18 minutes, shit like that. You know, they're ridiculous, skewist facts. I'm sure there's some truth in the facts that there was 2 more stabbings in London last night.
Yeah. I'm
sure it is a problem. But I assume it's a cultural problem with young lads not having access to guns going, unless you're a young lad like that in London, it's not really going to affect your life. It'll be a problem.
That's what I think. I think it's it's a subculture problem. It's not really like a larger thing. But
it's like a problem in Britain. Wait, it's not a problem in Britain.
A thing that really annoys me is like when Americans are like, you say we need to get rid of guns.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Ban knives, as if the problem is the same.
Yeah,
when no one's going into school and stabbing countless children.
No,
God forbid that happens. Hopefully it never will. It's not happened so far. But people are going into American schools and just because you can let off. If you see 10 people in this room now, you can let off shots on them all before they can get close to you. But you cannot do that with a knife. No. If you get close to them,
you've got it up close, but something
exactly.
The first person you stab can grab you.
Exactly.
Whereas if you're given the option, would you like to attack this room full of people with a knife or with an fucking AK-47 or an assault rifle or something? It's a no-brainer.
There's a reason why Americans are using guns and not knives. Yeah. It's because guns are easier and guns, unfortunately, are far more effective at doing terrible things. Mm-hmm. And I'm really anti-gun, but I've got some American friends who love guns, and you know what? I really respect their opinions because they've grown up in that society. Yeah. So again, they have a better view.
They're wrong. But they're wrong, but they are good people. I also spoke to Americans who I think they're smart people. And this person I'm talking to is a very well educated, very smart person, but for some reason they still think it's a good idea for everyone to have guns lying around. Yeah. When clearly it isn't.
I mean, the statistic is you're more likely to be shot in your home if you own a gun.
Yeah. And I think they've got to a stage where there's so many guns there, it's going to take so long to clean it up. But that doesn't mean that you don't clean it up. For example, if you're sick all over the floor, that is a huge problem that we're going to take a long time to clean up. But you don't just go, we'll just leave that, it's going to take too long to clean up.
It's one of America's two big problems that they didn't solve at the end of the 1800s, guns and racism. In Britain, we kind of solved racism in that when...
We wouldn't solve racism.
Look, we did in terms
it's
of
not
the
as
slave
bad.
trade. We did in our side of the slave trade. When we ended our slave trade, we ended our slave trade.
Yeah.
In America, when they ended the slave trade, they didn't. They just changed
that's true.
Jim Crow laws. They just kind of changed the wording. All right, you're not a slave anymore, but if you want, you can stay here and keep working on my farm, and I'll pay you a penny a month.
Yeah.
If your accommodation was at 28 quid a month. Yeah. Well, I'll give you quid a day, but your accommodation's 28 quid a month.
Yeah, exactly. So you need to work.
And then, it's 5 quid a month for food.
And by the way, you can't vote, and you're not allowed to travel, and you're not allowed to cross state lines, and blah, 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 blah. So although they ended slavery, they just carried it on through the back door. Even to this day,
it's such a ridiculous country because so much good stuff comes from there.
It's the world personified.
So much great media comes from there, you know, like music and television and film and like sports come from there. Like they create great sports. Like for example, mixed martial arts basically was invented there, and it, or at least transformed to what it is today.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful place for beautiful people and so exciting and vibrant. But they just forgot to sort out the guns and racism. They're just carrying it on like.
I genuinely love. I mean, I've not been since. I think I might have been once since Trump got elected. I've not been since.
There's two things just going back to them. Like one, like the guns and the racism. The two main problems you got in America is because it is so vast, and there is just going to be areas that just don't get influenced. Do you know what I mean? And it's like. There's going to be areas where it's just be like they've got guns. They don't have TV. They probably don't have internet. So how are they going to be notified that there's going to be no guns? What you're going to have to go around as a statewide, country-wide thing.
Send them a letter. Send them a letter. But I know your point. Your point making is that
there's some people
America is so vast that it's different. Although we think of America as one country, it's really not because I think someone from New York and someone from Texas. Very different culture.
It's very culturally different. Yeah, it's so vast.
It's so different that it might as well be a different fucking country.
It might as well be a continent. It's so widely different. But yeah, I completely agree with you in the fact that it will be hard to clean it all up. But there's different ways that we can do it. Should we start wrapping things up? Things up. So
that covers topic number 1 about the E3 events, right? Yeah. We're going to carry on from there.
So what we've got coming up this week, we've got a show on in Thursday.
Wigan. Yeah. Thursday at Formby's in Hindley. It's technically Hindley. It's not technically Wigan, but Hindley is in Wigan. But that's our next show. We've got loads of stuff coming up. We're working on a couple gigs elsewhere. Won't mention those just yet. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching the first ever episode of the Comedy Lofthouse podcast. We've had Neil.
Hello.
We've had Matt.
You.
I've had myself, Adam Anwar. Please go like our page on Facebook, The Comedy Lofthouse. You can find my page. If you've got any social medias you want to get out there, get them out there.
Yeah. Get on the Comedy Lofthouse.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe.
We love,
you know.
Just give us a shout, boys. Anything you just want. And we'll maybe cover it on next week's show.
There we go. Thank you very much. And we'll speak to you all soon. I don't know why I just did that. Thumbs up.
Hey,